Welcome to the Mario Matter, the #1 Nintendo podcast.
Folks, the big old question on everyone's mind, when is the next 3D Mario game releasing? We talk about it today. Welcome on into the Mario Matter episode 187, folks. I'm your host, Nintendo Switch 2 YouTuber EmSwizzle. What is on today's program? Our guest and I begin by discussing Nintendo news. There is a lot of it. Some Rhythm Heaven news, some Tomodachi Life. We talk about it all. After that, we dive into the main topic. When is the next 3D Mario big old game releasing? And then after that, the Q&A segment where you all asked us questions. And our guest today, folks, can you believe it? The first ever Mario Matter guest in history, must have been episode 35 or something, back 3 years ago. BoTalksGames, how's it going, my friend?
It's going well. It's great to be back. It's fun. Like, we do like a yearly check-in. I think it was around the Switch 2 Direct last year that I hopped back on here. So I like that we have like a once a year. I come back on, we see how things are going.
It's a good old time. I love having you on. It's a full circle moment. Man, I talk about this. I might have even talked about it like last time that you were on. Like when you were on the first episode, I was so nervous. I never hosted a guest before. I was like, oh
really?
Man, Bo's coming on. I was so terrified. Now it's fun. You know?
That's so funny because even then when you had me on, I mean your channel was maybe 20 times bigger than mine.
I just never hosted,
YouTuber. Yeah.
It's all good, but we have a lot of news to talk about today, and we can go ahead and dive in because like this one's kind of like the bomb drop, I would say, for those who maybe have seen the Mario Galaxy movie, seen Star Fox, kind of seen Star Fox get brought up more. We have a very reliable leaker, and maybe you can speak more to this because not everyone's gonna take my word for it. Innate the Hate, that's his name, who has gone on Twitter and replied to VG News Now and said, I quote, "I said Star Fox will be announced this month via Nintendo Today or Twitter," meaning that, reliable leaker who predicted the reveal date for Switch 2. Bo, what else did he predict? Am I missing stuff?
I mean, he does a lot of like direct dates. He's always getting like the direct date right. When a direct is going to happen, he usually says when it's going to be. He doesn't do as much like game leaks. Sometimes he'll do like third party things like Final Fantasy VII and like the Resident Evil games. I believe he leaked those. This is very bold of him, though. He's just saying, hey, Star Fox is going to be announced this month, which that always like it gives me some good confidence of, oh, you're putting all your chips on this. Like you believe it. So I'm going to trust this because he has been reliable in the past, which is crazy because I mean, Star Fox out of nowhere,
Right.
It's awesome.
Very, very, very reliable guy. I can't believe, I mean, not only can I not believe Star Fox, coming back, it makes sense. Fox McCloud was in the movie. It makes sense to bring back Star Fox now. But like, why don't they save this for like some sort of direct or like just do some like mini thing? Like, why do we got to do the whole Twitter thing or push Miyamoto's Nintendo Today app? Do you agree with this way? I mean, we even saw today. We'll dive into it. They just like announced the Rhythm Heaven Groove release date on Nintendo Today and Twitter and like put out this clip. Like, do we support this way of announcing games? I mean, golly, it kind of sucks, no?
I think this is just the way Nintendo's moving now, especially with the Today app. As a YouTuber, I can say, at first I was very resistant to it. I was like, I want my big direct. It's so much more hype when it's all in one presentation. Right. Now that we've kind of gotten into the rhythm of, okay, we usually get something every week, even if it is something small, like a release date for Rhythm Heaven. It's kind of nice as a YouTuber knowing, okay, once a week we get something. It's not all one big clump of news. Now we actually have consistent Nintendo marketing happening all throughout. But I know that's not going to be a popular opinion. I know everybody wants the big Nintendo Direct moments. But it does kind of give, like, let's say Star Fox is announced through a trailer one day out of nowhere. It does kind of give Star Fox the focus for a day. Whereas if it had been, let's say, just in a Nintendo Direct that also happened to have a Mario game in it, it would have gotten overshadowed. So it is kind of nice from that perspective. But I can see the criticisms of Nintendo's current marketing for sure. They've been very spotty, I guess, in terms of when are we going to get a Direct. I mean, I guess we can kind of talk about that later with the 3D Mario stuff. But
right. That actually does make sense. I actually like that way of thinking. Like, if it gets announced, all the focus is on that. Yeah, makes sense. I never really put it like that. Okay, wow. Making sense over here, Bo. Great start to the podcast. But I guess I would put my chips on saying like Nate is very, very reliable. And so I would say like, all right, like look forward to a Star Fox game this month. Like I'm so convinced he's right all the time. I'm here for it. And we'll talk more about what Nate has had to say about several games later on in the podcast with that, 3D Mario. But like, I'm basically sold. Are you? Like,
yeah, 100%. It's funny because like years past, I was not as like confident in Nate the Hate, but like after the Switch 2 thing where he leaked when it was going to be announced, he's not had a miss since then. Right. So I 100% believe this. And I mean, what's crazy is that podcast where he said Star Fox was coming out this summer and getting announced in April. Mm-hmm. He recorded that before Fox was revealed for the movie. So it all kind of feels like wow, he really did know, Yeah. And then you see Fox in the movie and you see how much of a focus he has in the movie, and it's like, okay, it makes sense. It seems like they're really prepping Star Fox for like a revival, which is, I mean, it's just really exciting to see this pretty dormant Nintendo IP that I think has a lot of potential coming back. And I think this game, I hope it's great. So, I'm curious, what is your experience with Star Fox? Like, what's your expectation level for this?
Honestly, I don't have much of a Star Fox experience at all. That's like unfortunately one of the one Nintendo franchises I've just never really touched. I own like Star Fox Guard and Zero because I was a Wii U kid. I just own these games, but like I doubt those are like the premium experiences. I probably should have went back and played some better Star Fox. Honestly, I would love to go into this next game like not having experience, not having expectations, and just like play. Honestly, I have no real prior Star Fox thoughts, if I'm being honest.
Sure. Yeah, I've played most of them at this point. I'm currently replaying all of them. I've never played Adventures, which is the weird GameCube one. So I'm excited to get to that. But like, I actually just picked up this. This is the last Star Fox game I was missing from my collection. We'll show and tell here. I got a complete in-box copy of 64, if it'll focus, which is cool. Great. If you want to go back and play any of them, play 64. It is easily the best one. Okay. But the rumor, the other part of the Nate the Hate rumor was that the Star Fox game is going to have an online focus, which is really exciting to me because Star Fox has never had an online focus, but it just feels like a perfect fit, either that be PvP against other players or even co-op. I mean, the whole thing is like your squadron of people. So if you want to do like a co-op experience for this as well, that could be really cool. So I'm pretty excited, to be honest. Yep.
I would be down. And then also on the topic, two different questions that I have for you. One, do you think this will be a Switch 2 exclusive?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Number two, just in general, for those who have not seen your reviews, what did you think of the Mario Galaxy movie? We would love to know, but I'm sure that you've put out your reviews. But for those who have not seen it, what'd you think?
I really liked it.
Okay.
I know people are, it's pretty controversial thing to say if you like it or don't like it. I thought it was better than the first movie, which I was pretty lukewarm on. Maybe that's just the more general Nintendo fan of me being, it's the keys dangling Star Fox in my face. It's like, oh, okay, I get the reference or whatever else, little cameos in there I won't spoil. But me, my girlfriend, my friends, we all had a great time watching the movie. The theater was laughing. I don't know. It felt like a better theater experience than the first movie. I enjoyed it. There are definitely issues with it, but I liked it a lot.
What time did you go and see it? Like, was the theater packed and it was like people were cheering?
It was packed. There were people dressed up as Mario because I went to the midnight showing. I was there at I went to that very first showing on opening night. So I got my Luma bucket.
Oh, nice. I wish I had that. I have the Yoshi one. I wish I got the Luma one because those ones look cool. They light up. They're nice.
They glow. Yeah.
Right. I was a little bit, and I talked about it last week, so I won't dive into it too much, but like I was kind of mid on the movie. I feel like I don't want to say spoilers. Never mind. I will shut up. But yeah, I was kind of mid. I was kind of like in the middle on it. I almost just spoiled something bad. But anywho, I will stop there. I was in the middle. But we have our next piece of news. I'm pretty. I played this at PAX East, and I thought it was like for what it was, like free game. I think it's kind of fun. Pokémon Champions is out now on Nintendo Switch. It's on mobile too, right?
It's coming to mobile later this summer, I believe.
There we go. It's coming out. It's out now. Bo, have you played? Will you play? Are we excited? What are the thoughts?
I have not gotten a chance to download it yet. I do plan on it. It's weird because like I think Pokemon Champions is really exciting for what it means for Pokemon as like separating the competitive scene into its own separate thing. So that way Game Freak can make the weird Legends games. That's what I really like from them recently.
Right.
However, I don't know if you've seen the reaction to this game online. Apparently it's a total mess. Like I've
seen issues.
It runs really bad. There's actual bugs in terms of like a Pokemon's gender will just be wrong, or like certain moves will not have the right effects, or like it actually seems like a pretty like underbaked release. So I'm gonna try it out. It is free, so like no harm, no foul. Might as well download it.
Right.
There's also really bad monetization, apparently, like really egregious monetization, like to get, competitively viable items and stuff. So it seems like an odd release, but I do like what it could be. I hope they can fix it up over time and make it the ultimate place to to go to do actual, competitive Pokemon battling, which I have not done in a very long time. I'd be excited to go back into it, but.
Yeah, that's interesting because at PAX East, they show the most polished version. It was pretty fun. I mean, it was just Pokemon battling. I had a fun time. I won. They would let you play. This is like a funny story. They Pokemon Champions. The line was just packed. They first began by like letting you play 5 matches like per person, and then the line wait was like 6 hours long. So then they cut it to like 2 matches or like 3 matches per person. Then it was still like 4 hours long. Like, all right, 2 matches per, like 3 hours long then. All right, guys, 1 match per person. Like they didn't have that together, but like the game itself there ran fine. I'm sure it's like other issues that like are just beyond the main battling.
It's going to be like the most hardcore Pokemon fans finding these issues, but that's what the game is for. It's for the people that are really into like the Pokemon World Championships and everything. So hopefully they can iron that stuff out. But I think as a way to get more, let's say, casual Pokemon fans into the competitive scene, it could be really great. So I'm hoping they can update it over time and polish that up. That's funny. 5 matches for a PAX demo is insane.
Crazy.
What were they thinking?
I don't know. That was a lot. But I mean, from what I played, which is just the core gameplay, seemed kind of fun to me. I'll probably download it.
Yeah, it's Pokemon battling. Yeah, it's kind of just what you expect.
Right. So it's a fun time. Download it if it sounds of interest. But this we gotta talk about this because I feel like if I can read you right, Bo, you're a big Tomodachi Life guy.
I am very much a big Tomodachi Life guy.
I'm hyped. So our piece of news is that Tomodachi Life, I actually don't know. I thought it did. I saw some rumors online, but then I saw like it didn't. Maybe you know, because you're a smart Nintendo news guy. Tomodachi Life Living the Dream, from what I heard, like got dumped online. But then I saw something today that it hasn't actually been dumped. Do you know?
It has been. I did not do anything with that information, but I do know that it is out there. I have seen it. So people are playing it currently on their modded Switches and stuff, which is a shame. But also, it is funny. Like I saw accounts being like, "Watch out for Tomodachi Life spoilers," and I'm like, "Well, what are you gonna spoil? Yeah, what are you gonna spoil? Like a little event, I guess." Right.
So people are playing it, and also dumped. For those who don't know, is just like they get the game early and they upload it online. You can I'll shut up because I don't want to promote that. But people can play the game already. So that's out there now. But what I want to talk about here is our thoughts on the demo. And I'm sure maybe you've given yours, but like I would love to hear yours. And like you've given yours on your channel, I would love to hear them on this podcast. And also I've played. I would love to give my thoughts. Let's just talk about this demo, man. You have probably played it. Do I have this right?
Yes, I played through the demo twice, actually, because it limits it. Little background. Tomodachi Life, I loved the 3DS game when I was younger. And over the years, I was making videos like, come on, Nintendo, where's Tomodachi Life? So when that game was announced, I lost my mind. Like, that's like maybe the most excited I've been for a Nintendo game announcements ever. My reaction's up on my channel. Definitely go watch that out. The chair is gone at a certain point. I'm on the floor at a certain point. So that was a lot of fun. But it's like even better than I expected. It's like having Tomodachi Life back, and you have this, especially the face painter. I'm not even that creative of a person, but they're giving you so many options for customizing your Miis in this game, well beyond even Miitopia on Switch, which has always been kind of like the standard of like, if we get a Tomodachi Life, we want it to be like Miitopia's Mii editor. But they went like way beyond that. So you can just paint basically whatever you want, make whatever Mii you want. Just what's in the demo, I mean, you can have 3 Miis in there and you eventually get capped at a certain point. I saw people were trying to like not progress it far enough so they can keep playing, which is really funny.
Right.
Just from the limited experience, all the little wacky events. I mean, Tomodachi Life it's a hard game to like really describe You kind of just need to play it, and whether or not the humor is for you, that'll obviously depend on the person. But I love the weird humor, like the weird awkward pauses, the robotic voices. It's just, it is peak cinema, frankly.
It is. It is. I think that the demo was like a great way of introducing. It almost like did a great job of explaining like what the game is if you've never played before. So I like that part of it. It was just like, I felt like I was being sold on it still, even though I'm very sold. So that's cool. I made my Miis. I will say I didn't mess around with the Mii face painting too much. I just made like some people that I know how to make their Miis. Like it was just very simple. But I enjoyed it. I mean, it's really like everything that I was hoping it'd be, like in the way that the island is so big and like you can now force me interaction. Love that. But I also
That's amazing, yeah.
What I also love, I mean, golly, this is something that I struggled with the 3DS version. I love how you could set each Mii's like relation to everybody else on the island. Because golly, I do not need to date my sister in Tomodachi Life. Like this is just a miracle. So, or like my mom doesn't have to go marry some other guy. Like we're good. Like we don't have to do any of that. So love that. Otherwise, I mean, I don't have that many other thoughts. It's very similar in a good way to the 3DS version, like in the way that, oh, you level up, you give them a gift, or it's just Tomodachi Life. Like it's
a refined version. It fixes all the issues, like you mentioned. I mean, the relationship thing was a huge issue with the 3DS game. So being able to like customize who is going to be together or not, like that's such a good thing. And then like you mentioned, the forcing Mii interactions, you can literally just pick them up and plop them down next to another Mii and just immediately see what they're going to do. So it's also like faster paced because of that. So it's basically Tomodachi Life on 3DS, but better in every way. And I'm so excited. It comes out in a week from today when we're recording this. So I cannot wait.
I love it. I will be there no matter what. It's going to be a great time. Do you do the thing where you like get the Australian version first and do that, or do you just wait for the American version?
It depends. For Tomodachi Life, I will do that.
Okay.
Because it's also a game I would like to have digitally. Just easy to pop on whenever I want.
Yeah,
but for like Mario Tennis, I didn't care enough. I was like, okay, I'll just wait for the American version to come in.
Right. Yeah, that's actually a great point. I would love to have this digital, but I also want the box. So like, yeah, you know what? Oh, now I'm thinking about it, Bo.
Do both.
Now I'm thinking I could do both. that is more money, but now I'm thinking about it because I would love to just like on the road trip, like pop that up without having to put in the cartridge. Yeah. Oh, I'm gonna think on that one. I've not pre-ordered anything yet, so I'll see on that. That's actually a great point. But let's talk about this, Bo. Fresh as of Thursday morning. I mean, golly, Nintendo does the Twitter drop of the release date for Rhythm Heaven Groove, the rhythm game that we got announced. It was that same direct as Tomodachi, right? It was like last April or last...
it was March.
March, yes, thank you.
That direct was
last
made for me.
March.
These were like, it was two franchises I was begging for years to come back, but we have a release date now, July 2nd.
Yes, July 2nd. I'm going to go ahead and just like gas myself up. This January, I said July, Rhythm Heaven Groove. Listen, I don't know what it is. I can predict the things, but I'm glad that was right. It's also, well, first of all, I forgot this was even a Switch 1 game. I was like shocked when I even saw that. But it's a $40 game, not $60. I'm happy about that. I feel like they can charge $60 for so many games nowadays. I'm just so glad to see a game that's not $60. I'll take it. Like, thank you. 40, great.
I say this as someone who loves Rhythm Heaven and would have paid $60 for it. 40 is the right price point for this kind of game.
Sure.
Yeah, it's like WarioWare. WarioWare games were $50 on Switch. I would say Rhythm Heaven doesn't have that brand recognition, so 40 is probably fair. That doesn't make me like less confident in the package. Like I think it's going to be a fully featured game, just like the last one was. But 40 feels right. They did also confirm there is a physical as well, which is important because the last one on 3DS did not have a physical in America. So I'm glad I got an upgrade there. I'm excited. I'm just happy to see it coming back.
Yep, I'm excited too. I don't have many thoughts because like I just haven't played that much Rhythm Heaven, but like I'll take. Like, I'm here for it. July 2nd. Give me that, please. That's really my only thought. Like I'm just excited to when it comes out. I'll play it. Don't have much more there.
Yeah, it's there's not much like to really dive into and like talking about like, oh, what's going to be in this game. We know what it is. It's Rhythm Heaven. It's a new one on Switch. Finally, worth noting, and I made a video about this yesterday when this podcast goes live. I think this is the current final Switch 1 game. So that's kind of something to think about. Like, we don't have anything else after this. So this could end up being the final Nintendo game that they release on the Switch 1, which would be an interesting swan song. Maybe they'll announce something later for holiday, but this might be it.
Right. Could always be it. You know, whenever we have nothing else planned. So yeah, good point. All right. Well, we'll see if this is the swan song for Switch, but also, Bo, newly released on the Nintendo Switch as of today, Hello Yoshi, the game that everybody was asking for. This is another game in the Hello Mario, kids toy line series. So we had Hello Mario a little while ago. Now we got Hello Yoshi. It's essentially the same thing. I did write up. I did copy Nintendo's description here of the game. You can make silly faces with the Yoshi face, just like how you can with that Hello Mario app. You can team up with your kiddo, and I quote, to see how silly Yoshi can get when you pull and stretch his face. There's a peekaboo mode where you can, quote, invite Yoshi to play peekaboo by tapping on the leftmost icon in the question block menu. Boo may even make a guest appearance. And then also there's built-in breaks where, from what it sounds like, I haven't played it yet, Yoshi will just like stop responding to you. And it's like, hey, go touch grass. It's like, hey, limit your screen time. That seems weird to me. If you want to play, like, why won't you be able to play? But it does say you can turn that off by tapping the gear icon in the top right corner of the screen. I just like, it's a neat app, Bo. Not for us.
No, this is for, and I mean, no offense if you download this, because I downloaded the Mario one to mess around with it. It is for toddlers. That's what the whole My Mario thing is for. It's for like babies and stuff. So, the baked in time limit, that makes sense. They don't want kids on the Switch playing with Yoshi's face for too long. Right. These are interesting. I wonder how many they're going to do. Do you think we get like Hello Peach? Hello Bowser?
Yeah. Probably a few more. I feel like you kind of have to have options. I think Hello Peach could be appealing for like, little girls.
Why not just make one app though? Why is each one a separate character?
Like Hello Nintendo. Just put them all in there. That makes a little more. And then with that, you can also do like, Samus isn't a good Inklings or something if it's Hello Nintendo. Something like that. I don't know. That would be nice. But like, once again, don't have much to add here. If you're a toddler watching, Hello Yoshi's out now. It's free. They're all free. So,
and they said the Switch 2 has no games.
I know, right? And it's free. And it's
download
free.
Hello Yoshi.
I want Hello Yoshi. Finally, the Switch actually did get more games, just not new games. And you have to have Nintendo Switch Online. But we did get 3 new Switch Online games as of last night. First one, I'm kind of like, I'll take it. I can play this whenever I want, but okay, cool. Pac-Man is on the NES Nintendo Switch Online service as of now. It is just Pac-Man. That's a nice one to add. Here's my problem. I get excited about this game as if like I've never played Pac-Man before. It's Pac-Man. It's nothing special. We've played before, but it's on Switch now, so that's kind of cool. I'll take that. We got Mendel Palace and the Tower of Draga. I've heard good things about these games. Haven't played myself. Bo, will you be playing any of these?
I've heard the NES version of Pac-Man has like issues. Not specifically like the Switch Online version, but like I'm pretty sure like the NES port of Pac-Man originally was not like the best way to play. But it's cool. It's there. I mean, I'm all for like preserving it and having it available.
Sure.
I have no idea what these other 2 games are. Are you a big Tower of Draga guy?
Oh, man. You know what? I didn't want to talk about it. It's kind of a niche interest, but no, I'm not.
It's rare for me to not know what a game is. I'm going to be honest. I got to Google it. What is Tower of Draga?
You let us know.
They're just putting anything on Switch Online these days.
I know, right?
Action role-playing maze video game by Namco. Okay.
Right.
Neat.
Sure. I'll take it. Couple Namco representing here.
Yeah.
Mendel Palace. Yeah. These are out. We got gameplay on screen. You can take a look if they pique your interest. Not for me. Maybe I'll touch the Pac-Man once or twice, but it's Pac-Man.
It's been a while since we got an NES game, I think, added, so that's kind of cool.
Yeah. I feel like it has been I feel like it's been kind of like a lot of Game Boy as of late, if I would have that right.
Yeah, so. Game Boy and GameCube.
Yeah, exactly.
I do have a very niche piece of information about Mendel Palace if you're interested.
Ooh, shoot.
Mindell Palace is the debut game of Satoshi Tajiri and his company Game Freak. This success inspired him to create the Pokemon series. So if you really want to like dive into some Pokemon history here a little bit, Mindell Palace is kind of like the birthplace of it a little bit with the creator of Pokemon, Satoshi Tajiri. So that's neat.
That is neat. That's an interesting. Well, now I kind of want to play. That's interesting. Okay, we will see. But those are all out now as of Wednesday night. But folks, it is time to get to the main segment of the podcast. The question that you have, the question I have, the question Bo has, the question Nintendo probably had. Well, probably not anymore. When is the next 3D Mario game going to release? A few weeks ago, Player Essence and I talked about, Bo, you saw that like leaked 3D Mario game, like Mario Titans or whatever. Oh yeah, we just like laughed at that for like half an hour. It was great. We talked about that, what we would want in a 3D Mario, but it's like now it's time to talk about when will we actually get it? Would it be this year? Would it be next year? Would it be in 10 years? We talk about that all right now. My friends, 3D Mario, one of the most anticipated Nintendo Switch 2 games, probably in the running with the next Pokemon game and Smash Bros. And whatever we have not gotten yet. This is going to be quite the big game. And Bo and I, master Nintendo predictors, are going to be predicting and also talking about some possible leakage, some evidence that might point to this game being released in a certain year. We talk about it all. Bo, let's dive first into the word from Nate the Hate, as we talked about earlier. Very reliable Nintendo leaker predicted the Switch 2 date right, basically predicts whenever he says, you know, there's a direct this week, usually always happens, he's on the money most of the dang time. He came out on his podcast and mentions 2027 as the likely release date for the next 3D Mario. Not this year, not 2028, probably next year, 27. Bo, let's ask you this. Let's kind of also step back. Before Nate came out and said this, when did you think we might get the next 3D Mario? Or when do you think, if you still feel that way?
I've been saying 2027 for a while. I know people were very optimistically hoping for 2026, but that's what it always felt like to me. It felt like a little like optimistic wishful thinking. We just got Bonanza. I understand it's like a newer team within the Nintendo EPD structure or whatever, but I feel like they want to space those things out. So you give Bonanza its release, you give it its time in the spotlight. This year, it seems like there will be enough games releasing to kind of hold off. And then in 2027, that's when you have the big moment with 3D Mario and Pokemon Winds and Waves as well. I've always kind of felt like 2027 made a little bit more sense. I wouldn't go much further than that, though, because at that point, I mean, that'll be almost 10 years since Mario Odyssey released, which is, that makes me feel very old.
Yeah. I mean, I will say, I thought it was going to be this year. Mm-hmm. And like, just based on that sentence, you can tell how much Nate has swayed me into believing it'll be next year. I thought it was going to be this year for sure. And the reason I thought that and got pretty confident about it was when Pokemon was announced to be coming out next year. I was like, they probably wouldn't do both in the same year. They can. There's no reason why they can't. They can just space them out pretty heavy. But like, I was like, okay, they're clearing the way. Because Pokemon usually like comes out in the later
November usually, yeah.
Right, and I just see 3D Mario like kind of lining up around there as well, like that holiday title. So I was like, oh, they're clearing the way, 3D Mario. I was pretty convinced, even like a few weeks ago, it was going to happen this year. It just made a lot of sense, and that's like the game that everyone wants. But now that Nate has come out and said next year, and you know, I just feel like there could be a lot of other games that we just don't know about that'll come out this year, and we can still get like a big Mario game this year, like a Mario Maker or something like that. But
Mario Maker, yeah.
Basically, I can now see it coming next year. Wow, we really just like spoiled our whole segment here. No, but we can keep talking. But I think it'll be next year. Now, I'm just like so convinced by what Nate says, and I don't mean to be like so pulled by what one guy says, but like when he has a track record that he has, like it's hard to not just buy into that.
Yeah. He'll need to have a pretty big miss again for me to not believe what he says about Nintendo, to be honest. Right. I guess, I mean, we can be more granular with it. Do you think they're going to save it all the way until like holiday 2027, or do you think it might release in like the first half of next year?
Yeah. That's where I struggle. I mean, I feel like because we know more about it, it's going to fall on like I mean, I'm sure Mario has priority over like Pokemon's release date, but like when is Pokemon coming out? Is that's probably, is that like going to be in the later half of that year? Just because
Probably.
that's how it usually is. Yeah.
Yeah. There's some
could
history
see,
with
yeah.
like Galaxy 2 was in May when that came out.
Mhm.
I mean, we're 16 years ago now, but Galaxy 2 was in
Right.
May. 3D World plus Bowser's Fury was in February. So there's a bit more precedent for 3D Mario releasing in the first half of the year. So I would say, yeah, like maybe like March of next year you get 3D Mario, and then Pokemon can be the big holiday thing.
Right. I can see March, April, somewhere in there. And
Yeah.
what's good about that timing is like, we can still see the game this year. Like if they announce it in September, like that gives you your little like window between then and then the release date. Like we could still see it and get it announced this year, which is very exciting. Yeah, I think they just gotta, and this is obvious, I'm just saying it. They gotta space out Pokemon and 3D Mario.
Yeah.
I think either way, I'll be fine. Those are two big games. I would love Pokemon at the start and Mario at the end, or the other way, which is more likely. I'll take it that way. Do you think there's any chance, like before, how do I word this? Before Nate had come out and said next year, did you ever think like it might go past 2027, or like you were always like next year for sure?
Yeah, I've always felt pretty good about 2027. I mean, it just like, I don't know. I'm constantly thinking about Nintendo's lineup and when they'll like deploy a certain IP. And I mean, we're talking about Star Fox this year, so you never know what to expect. But when we got the September Direct last year, and I think it was Miyamoto talking about Mario's anniversary, and he said outright then that the Galaxy movie was the focus of the anniversary. He said it was like the big thing for the anniversary. That immediately kind of told me like, okay, 2027 then. It could go further than that, but I don't want to believe they're going to make us wait more than 10 years since Odyssey. I just don't want to believe that.
Yeah. Right. Mario Titans is coming to you very soon. And then for this year, like, do you think that we get, because we know nothing for September, October, November, nothing. Do you think that we get a Mario title this year? Like, is it Mario Maker 3, you think?
Yeah, so I mean, it's interesting you mentioned Mario Maker 3 because I made a video about that a couple of days ago. I think there has to be something. Mario Maker 3 would be on like the high end of like hype for me in terms of a new Switch 2 thing that they could release this year. That I do think it's possible. At that point, it'll be 3 years since Wonder originally released. So that feels like enough time. It's also 7 years after Mario Maker 2. Right. I also could see something smaller for Switch 1. If Rhythm Heaven isn't the final Switch 1 game, maybe you do get like, I don't know, a smaller Mario sports game or just some sort of spinoff this year. Luigi's Mansion 4 has been talked about a lot. The point is, I think we will get something Mario this year. The scale of that will depend on what they have ready, but they got to have something. They always have a Mario game in October in that time frame, Mario Party, that kind of thing.
Right. I would love that. I would love any sort of just like spin-off that we usually, so sports, I'll take baseball, I'll take strikers. Just give me anything like those core Mario games that we usually get. But Mario Maker would be the most ideal. Do you buy into any of like the 3D Mario Maker or just like 2D with Wonder? Like that's Mario Maker 3.
Yeah, I mean, I hope they do more than just add a Wonder theme, as exciting as that would be. A 3D Mario Maker, I just feel like that. I mean, we've all played Mario Maker. There's already a lot of really bad levels. I can't imagine a 3D Mario Maker. It'd be like, I don't know, just surfing through garbage because people want to know or how to like actually make proper 3D levels. That'd be hype. That'd be really ambitious. But I just worry about like finding actually good levels in a game like that. So I expect just 2D Mario Maker with Wonder added. And I mean, you probably go in and add like, I don't know, Mario 2 USA or some other theme as well. And, you know, more course elements, that kind of thing.
Yeah, they could do a lot there, but
mouse controls.
Yeah. Mouse, yes, that would be great because we've had stylists, so mouse would just be like, like you know, like the next natural step. I'll take that too. There's a lot that you can do there, but 3D Mario, I mean, we kind of blew our thoughts, which is great. That's good. 2027 is going to be our release date. If we had to make a prediction, Bo, are we saying March?
Yes. Okay. I will say it'll release in the first half of the year. We'll say March, and I do think they'll announce it in the September Direct. That'll be like the big closer for that.
Mhm.
Of course, this is all assuming that or believing that Nate the Hate is right in everything he said of it releasing in 2027. And I'm sure you talked about like Ocarina of Time remake whenever you covered his initial leak or rumors. So like we kind of know where we're getting this holiday. So 3D Mario March next year. They like to have a big March game. I feel like they usually have something big in that like first half. So that's what I'll say. What about you?
I want to say March because you make a lot of sense. They like to have a big game around then, but like, I don't know what it is. I see it coming around like summertime-ish, but also like I don't have like you have Bo. What I like about you is you have like the data. You're like, well, they like a big March game. That's great. I just go off like what feels right.
I have every like Nintendo release date stored in my brain. I have it all already.
Basically, no, but I mean, I don't know if like a June release is very normal for them, but I feel like that makes waves, like a big Mario game to start the summer. I don't know.
That'd be cool.
Probably, it'd be very cool. I don't know if that's very data backed, but like, I'm going to just give that as my prediction. Just to be different. I'm going to say June, because why not? They can just throw it out there.
As long as it's before holiday. I don't want to wait all the way until the end of 2027. It's been long enough for this. But also, I do want to make sure they take their time and make it the best 3D Mario it can be. Super Mario Titans Ultimate.
Yeah, maybe not Titans, but also like maybe like the June prediction is dumb because like they want to space out Mario and Pokemon, so it's like maybe March is smarter. You got March and then like November, it's just more room,
kind of capsizing or capping the year, bookending it.
Right. So. Yeah, I mean, definitely the first half of the year. We just got to figure out when. You're saying March. I'll just stick to my June, even though that probably won't happen. But, folks, look forward to it probably in less than a year. I would hope to know about the game's existence, what it's called. We should know it by then, if not within the next, 5 months or so. But we will know. When we know, I will let you know. But, Bo, I'm excited. I mean, I just can't wait. Like, this is probably my most anticipated. No, actually, that's a lie. Animal Crossing would be. This is number two.
What if we get Animal Crossing next year?
They probably won't. Just because we had the update this year, and then also like, I mean, who am I to say that they won't? But like, Pokemon, Mario, and 3D Animal Crossing would be one heck of a year. Like, that'd be correct.
Get all of them next
year. Oh, but I would take that, but then they'd have nothing for the year after that.
Yeah. They gotta space
Zelda
it out.
Comes out of nowhere. No,
the 3D Zelda next year somehow.
Yeah.
I think it's important for them to space things out because like you look at the Switch 1 and 2017, everybody talks about 2017 as like the best year of a Nintendo console ever. And then 2018 kind of just had Smash Bros. And a couple other smaller things. So
yeah,
I think it's smart for them to pace it out where you maybe get 2 major games a year. So next year you look at Pokemon and 3D Mario. Maybe 2028 we talk about Animal Crossing and Smash Bros. Or something, and then kind of just keep the momentum going and not have a big drought of major releases.
Right. If there's one thing that I do know based on all these Nintendo release gaps is we're getting 3D Zelda in 2032. So look forward to that. Might even be longer. But folks, let's move on to your favorite segment, the Q&A segment, where Bo and I answer your questions you asked us about Nintendo in general. Let's get there right now. My friends, you have made it to the question block Q&A segment where Bo and I answer your questions you asked us. If you want to ask a question to appear on the podcast, there are a few ways to do so. Number one, I make a YouTube community post every single week. If you see that, feel free to comment. You can join the Discord down below and ask questions in the podcast questions channel. You can email mariomatterquestions@gmail.com or simply leave a comment on any of our episodes. First question comes from Philip, who asks, my question is, if you had lost your memory, what game would you play again? So, Bo, memory's wiped. We go into our game rooms. We look at our game collection. What game are we pulling out? And how do you pick that?
That's a really hard question. Because
I would go based on like cover art.
Oh, you're saying like you wouldn't even know that you're gonna like it. It's just like literally just
lost memory.
See, that's scary because like I almost want to say Xenoblade 2 because that's one of my favorite games ever made, and like I didn't know I was going to like it going into it, so it was a huge surprise, and I could try to replicate that. Maybe like Ocarina of Time. I mean that's a very special experience for me when I played that as a kid.
Mm-hmm.
That's a tough question. What would you pick?
Well, I would like to go into my game room, like regaining a little bit of memory. All I'd want to know is like, okay, Mario is the mascot of Nintendo. Great. And then based on that, I'd probably just pick out like Mario Wonder or something, or like Mario Odyssey, like one of the main Mario games. If I just went in blind, if I went in totally blind, maybe I'd lean. Well, I don't know. Like if I had no memory, maybe I would lean Mario just because like he seems like this face of a company. Like he just seems like the guy. It's Mario. I don't know how to explain that.
If I had, honestly, if I had let's say I had no memories, I don't know what a video game is. I would want to start with like an NES game and then build my way up so I could see the evolution of it. So I would start with like Mario Bros on NES or something, Super Mario Bros.
That'd be cool.
Eventually get to Mario 64 and be like, whoa, this is how much it improved. And then kind of just go that way so you can actually like appreciate how far we've come in terms of graphics and everything.
That would be a nice way to do it. But yeah, I would just, maybe what I do is I just see like all the Animal Crossing stuff in my room and be like, all right,
I must
start
have
with that one, I guess. Yeah, something like that. But yeah, probably Animal Crossing or Mario, I'd say for me.
What's a game that you would want to replay for the story? Like, let's say you didn't, like, let's say you knew you were gonna like it, but you didn't know what the story was. What's a story based game you would want to replay?
It's so basic, but like there was no better playing experience that I had than Breath of the Wild. I mean, it's such a basic answer, but like that's my answer.
It's a good answer.
Just yeah, it's good.
That first time experience is crazy, man.
I know. How about you?
I mentioned Xenoblade 2. If I like knew I was going to get back into it, I mean Xenoblade 2, or I mean really any of the Xenoblades. Usually, yeah, like a more story focused thing. So like a Final Fantasy 9 or something. More JRPGs. I know you're not a huge JRPG guy, but
I am not.
I would go for something like that. I think if I'm going for life changing stories. Claire Obscure, love that game.
Gotcha. Peter asks, "Hi Max, I hope that you're doing well. I was wondering if you had any recommendations for co-op games to play with someone who does not play video games that often. My girlfriend and I are currently playing Overcooked 2 together and having a lot of fun, and I would love to play some more similar games with her. Love the podcast. Thank you." Bo, you have a girlfriend. What games do you guys play? I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
well, it's a great question, I think, because Olivia, my girlfriend, she doesn't really play games. She'll play like mobile stuff every once in a while, or like Minecraft.
Sure.
But we do, whenever there's a good co-op game around, we'll hop on that. My best recommendation for you, if you have not played it, Peter, is It Takes Two. Yeah, exactly. No, 100%. Or Split Fiction. Both of those. I mean, that is like the pinnacle of co-op gaming, and they're not like they're not they're not gonna hold your hands. It's not like for babies or something, but it's involved enough that if she doesn't play games, it might give her a little bit of a challenge, but it's not gonna be impossible for her to get through it. Those are some of my favorite co-op games. I love those so much. What about you? What would you say?
Tough single life out here, Bo. No, but I would say, God, I mean, yeah, you want a co-op game that you don't have to be good at to play. And those two are like, It Takes Two and
those are the answers.
Like made for that. Like, so
yeah.
Beyond that, it gets a little bit tough. I'd say that you can just go with something like a Mario Party. Cause like, yeah,
sure,
skill helps in the mini games, but it's optional. Let's put it that way. You can have fun. You can make it through without it. I'd say Mario Party is great. I mean, it's like made for casuals, so I think that's a good one. Or I want to just be like Mario Wonder. Like, you don't have to be good. Like, one person can be good, and if you have them, like, you're chilling, And that's also not a very hard Mario Bros. Game. I think that you can get along with both of those. Like, they're made for family. They're made for people with like casuals, like who don't play games often. There are characters in Mario Wonder that are like invincible. I think you can get by just fine with those, if I'm being honest.
Another one I would recommend is Kirby and the Forgotten Land. That's another one I played with Olivia, and she had a great time with it. The co-op player just plays as Bandana Waddle Dee, so you don't have to like worry too much about transformations or anything while you are doing all the crazier stuff. So that's a fantastic co-op experience as well.
Right, and probably wouldn't be my first recommendation, but if you have a game like Donkey Kong Bonanza, she can be Pauline and shoot all the little singing words and help you break things. I'm not sure if that's the first pick, but like, if you have
an option,
you
might as well try it out. Yeah,
it's an option. So there you go. I'd say some of those like more party fun games. You don't have to think like, Mario, you need skill. a lot of Mario is made for people with no skill. So I think you can get by with a lot of those. So yeah, Peter, hopefully you figured that out. Reply to your email and tell me what you're playing next. I would love to know. Fusion asks, if you could have changed one thing about the Mario Galaxy movie, what would it have been? Let's go ahead. Actually, you know what, Bo? Can we save this for last, just so we can give a little spoiler warning?
Sure, I think that makes sense. Yeah,
people can like leave. Okay. Let's do our next question. Milta asks, "Hey Max, I wanted to ask you, what was your first interaction with Mario in a game?" We got to think back for this one. Oh. Okay, I think I know mine, which is so weird, by the way.
I want to hear yours first.
Okay. So weird. So when I was born into my family. We had a GameCube. Okay, and one of the games we had, which we just played, was just like Mario Golf. What's it called? Toadstool Tour?
Yeah.
We just played that. So probably my first of seeing Mario was him golfing around. Either that, or also weird, I would watch my brother play Luigi's Mansion. Maybe when Mario was in that. Like, I just like saw Mario. I have no idea.
Yeah.
It was something. It wasn't like I went to the store and I got to the game section and I looked up and there was this poster of Mario. Nah, I just was golfing. Like, I don't really know. I just saw the guy. And then later on played Mario Bros. Wii. That was like the first Mario game that I could comprehend and play. I was just Yellow Toad. I like ran into walls for the whole time. But like, probably Mario Golf, Toadstool Tour. That was probably my first Mario interaction. Weirdly enough. But yeah, I want to hear yours now. This is interesting.
I think for a lot of people, if you have like older siblings or even just parents that played games, like it's usually not going to be one that you like saw a game on the store shelf and you wanted it. Usually you just already happen to have one. For me, my family had a Nintendo 64, and not just my first interaction with Mario. I think my first time ever like holding a controller and playing a game was Mario 64, which is my favorite 3D Mario. Maybe I'm biased because of my history there, but yeah, I think it was Mario 64. Later on, I remember getting a GBA SP that had the NES Mario on it as well. I would say those are my first two, but yeah, I think Mario 64, which I think that's a good first one. Mario Golf also good. You get like the full. That's like a full like characterization of Mario. You get to see the full cast as well in golf. So
I guess so. It just reads kind of weird.
It's
like
random.
Mario Golf on the GameCube was your first Mario. Like, yeah, I mean, but Mario 64 is a great answer. That's like a great Mario game. You can say that with your chest out. You can say,
I'm proud.
That was my first Mario. I can't say it with Mario Golf and Luigi's Mansion. I didn't even play back then. I played it now. It's great. But
just
like
lie and say Mario Wii.
I should. That's like the better answer, because that was the first time that I could comprehend. Oh, I'm using a controller. I'm playing the game. That's my new answer. I'm taking that one with me. All right, Bo, if we could change one thing about the Mario Galaxy movie, what would this be? Spoiler warning. If you want to leave, that's okay. We appreciate you listening. I'll see you next Saturday for even more. Spoilers begin now. Bo, what would we change?
Well, based on you wanting to put a spoiler warning out there, I'm guessing you have something wrong with the ending or something.
Yeah,
there.
Very much so. Very, very, very much so.
Like I said, I enjoyed the movie. There are issues with it. This might be a little too vague, and we can get more granular with it, but I would add like 20 minutes to the movie. I think this movie needed to be longer, so they had more time in between all the like action set pieces and like give the characters more time to breathe. But that'd be the first thing I would change. I would literally just give it a longer runtime so everything has more like space to be what it is.
My thing goes a little more into the weeds. I just think that we needed a more like shocking ending. Like I was shocked. I mean, I had a shocking ending, just not the one that I wanted. I was shocked
it just
that
kind
it
of
ended like that.
Yeah.
I was just like it was just very predictable. Of course Peach and Rosalina are gonna do the fun hand thing, and of course Bowser and Bowser Jr. will not prevail, and they end up in jail. That rhymes. It's crazy. Of course this is gonna happen. What if Bowser stayed on the good side and didn't become evil, and Wario shows up in a spaceship? Like, golly. And you can tell me, like, oh, Wario wasn't in the movie. wasn't in the Mario Galaxy game. Neither was Fox McCloud. I said the exact same line on my podcast last week. Like, you can do whatever. This is a little universe here. What if Wario showed up all evil looking? That would have shocked me. I would have been like, man, that was some ending. And he can still, good guys win, Wario ends up in jail, but it wouldn't be the predictable Bowser versus the good guys and they save the kidnapped one. That's how it all goes, you know? So, I don't know.
I will say, I was surprised that he's still dry Bowser at the end of it. I wasn't expecting that. I'm sure they'll fix that immediately in the next one. I mean, you mentioning Wario makes me think of the post credits, which once again we're in spoiler mode, so I can say this. The post credits is Daisy. I'm not a huge Daisy fan, so that was kind of a letdown for me. I was hoping for more of like a grandiose tease for the next game or for next movie, which probably would be Wario and Waluigi. I feel like that, like even regardless of the tease, they're going to be in it, right? That makes sense.
They must.
I feel like that because you cannot do Bowser bad guy again.
No,
because to your point, they just did that again, basically, this time with Bowser Jr. involved, but it is retreading a lot of the same things the first movie did. So hopefully the next movie, Bowser is good and he tells Bowser Jr. to stop trying to hurt people. And then we can have him helping the Mario Bros against Wario or something. But yeah, I mean, I was just so geeked over Fox McCloud being in the movie that like that was enough for me as like a subversion. I wish they hadn't announced it beforehand. That would have been, I think that really hurt it. Is like you didn't need to show Fox before the movie came out. That would have been such a crazy moment in the theater, but they announced it.
Yeah, right. I mean, man, I wanted the ending, and I'm so like, this is so unrealistic to imagine. This part I'm mostly joking about, but like, imagine if at the end they all like, this was the end of Mario movies, and Luigi's like, oh, I'm going off to school. I'm making this up. Peach is like, I'm going off to spend my life in the Mushroom Kingdom. Mario gets a letter with that red stamp. I'm going to Smash Bros.
Yeah.
Like they tease the next movie. I'm kidding. I did not expect that by any means.
But it would have been awesome.
I mean, come on, like something here. Like give me Wario or give me that. Just give me like something to leave the theater with.
Or even something
like,
more concrete for like a Star Fox tease. Because at the end of it, he just kind of goes off. Which like I assume they're gonna do something else with him in like a movie or even if it's just another Mario thing. But they didn't really set anything up with that. It's just like okay, he went back home.
Right. And like you said, they shouldn't have teased that beforehand because even that might have like made the experience better. There was no like just shocking moment of the movie. That would have been one like, oh, Fox, you know? But yeah, I don't know. I feel like they could have done some things differently. Maybe they'll take notes for the next movie, but I guess we'll have to wait like 4 more years.
Well, it's going to make $1.5 billion. So I don't know if they really care
maybe
too
they
much.
Don't care.
Yeah.
Right. Whatever sells. But folks, that is it for the Mario Matter episode number 187. Bo, thank you so much for tuning. I mean, not thank you for tuning in. Thank you for being a part of this podcast, Bo.
I was listening.
Thank you for guesting. You were listening in. I appreciate it, Bo. If you have if you want to plug your socials, if you want to do any of the stuff, any upcoming projects, the second channel, the floor is yours. By the way, love your I think I said it last year too. Love the second channel name. Can you plug that, please? Golly, it's so good. I was thinking about it yesterday. I was like, wow.
It's a fun one. Okay, so main channel where I cover Nintendo news basically daily is at BoTalksGames. Same thing on Twitter. And then my second channel, which is more like collecting and RPG focused, is It's Amiibo.
Oh my gosh.
Some people will ask me, is your name really Bo? Is it short for anything? No. My name is just Bo. So I thought It's Amiibo. I mean, come on. It's perfect. You know?
Right. Amiibo. You got to love it. But all of his links will be down below, folks. I will see you all next week for a good episode talking about some Tomodachi Life. I'll be there for that. I cannot wait. That's going to be a very fun one. But I will see you all then next Saturday for even more Nintendo goodness. Adios.
See you guys.